Anyway, how y'all doing today? A brick right now, actually. That nigga no ball. That nigga right there, he no ball. Dude be smelling like a brick right now. That's the fucked up part. Anyway, I don't have no plan. I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do or how long the stream is gonna be. I literally just bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. I ain't got shit to do. So I was like, I guess I'll stream and I'll just figure it out when I get there, bruh. Might just fuck around and watch YouTube videos and y'all just chill with me while I do that or something. I don't know. Truth be told. Oh, bro, did y'all see the fucking the AI razor shit, the little desk companion bullshit? Like, yeah, I seen the headset too, but the little desk shit, yeah, the little Ava, whatever. I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Like the tech world's like obsession with AI, and I mean more so from like the business standpoint, not the consumers, because I don't really think. I mean, that's not necessarily true. It's really hard to gauge because on the internet we all seem like very anti AI, like the general public, like on Twitter and shit. Well, even then, I want to believe that like most people on Twitter are like fuck AI, right? Like that's the popular opinion I want to say. But then in the real world, like outside, I think most people just don't really care or just like pretty ignorant. They're just like, oh, AI, you know, like they don't really have much of a stance on it, nor do they understand like all the negative repercussions and consequences and side effects and shit of it, right? But like it feels like all these businesses and corporations and companies like keep pushing and pushing and trying to push AI, and it's like, bro, no. It's funny too. Like there must be data that supports that like this is what people want. Like it has to, because otherwise, why are they pushing it so hard? But for me personally, it's like when you, as soon as you start labeling shit with AI, I'm immediately like, okay, I'm not spending money with you now. I will in fact be looking for somewhere else to take my business. We're gonna have devious intentions when that comes out, I'm sure. Thoughts on Jaylen Brown, first team All NBA? The way he's playing right now, I think Jaylen Brown should be in MVP conversations. Truth be told, put that shit in everything for no reason. Like literally, walk in the store and I see some AI images on products, they don't care. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. It's really disappointing. Like I would think that by now more people would be informed about AI and how much of a bad thing it honestly is. But so many people just like are either willfully ignorant or are informed and just like don't care or just disagree with the logic. Like I don't. My thing is that like, is that even like a selling point for people? Like legitimately, like dead ass? Is that, I don't know, like for the regular person, like when they're looking for a phone or like when they're looking for like a new laptop or something, or like when, you know what I'm saying, like is AI like even a factor into their shit? You know what I'm saying? Like I guess for some people it might be. It was good, Squire. The data center has been a lot of my concern. Most people don't know what it is or care. Yeah, and I think that's what it really comes down to. Most people just don't know or care. I don't see the point in it. They might see it as an Alexa. Yeah, I guess they kind of is like, oh, like this new AI thing, like it's just like Siri or you know what I'm saying. Like a lot of people probably just think like Apple AI or like Gemini or whatever, like Google Gemini is like, oh, this is just like Siri or this is just like Alexa. I guess that's probably like like all they think of it as, and it doesn't. Their thoughts about it probably don't go far beyond that. He'll do X I was gonna. Personally, I really hate generative AI, but if it uses to like Google faster, do a bit of research, I wouldn't mind it. But if it's just the fact that shoving it down our throats constantly, I kind of hate it. I mean, yeah, like all AI is honestly obviously not the same. Like AI has been a thing for a very long time. This isn't some new recent advancement in technology like within the last 2 or 3 years. Like we've had artificial intelligence and things that were AI for a long time. It's just the different types of AI, and especially when it comes to generative AI. But yeah, I don't. You see the prices of phone and electronics increase because of RAM and how it ties into AI, then it would blow up more, in my opinion. I mean, that's got to be inevitable, right? Like, we're gonna see that people aren't gonna be able to get like phones and laptops and consoles, or at least the new ones that are coming out are gonna be like not real upgrades from what you already have because of like the RAM shit, right? Told that nigga jump off a cliff. Fortunately, with school and my major, it's hard to get away from it completely. I think the thing that like breaks my heart is that every time I'm outside, it's like it's a dark reminder of just like how ignorant like most people outside are, or how little they care about certain shit that seems like so prevalent online. And and like, I know that I'm chronically online, but I feel like I'm chronically online in a very different way that you think of, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when you think of somebody who's chronically online, right, there's a certain perception that you have of what that person is like, or a certain connotation that's associated with like that phrase, right? And I think I'm so much in my own kind of bubble, and I don't venture outside of that bubble very much, that my way of being chronically online is very different. Because as somebody who spends a lot of time on the internet, there's so many things that I don't know about, right? Like when it comes to like the popular streamers and content creators and YouTubers and shit and their drama, I don't be knowing nothing about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it ain't got shit to do with me or anything I'm interested in, so I don't keep up with it. Even though they do the same line of work, the way they go about doing it is drastically different from how I go about doing it. So I don't be knowing about shit like that. Then there are like general topics, like when it comes to stuff about like, you know, AI, or, you know, certain political things, or I don't know, just general shit like sports or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be tapped into that to some extent just because like that's so like common, but I don't know. Anyway, I said to say that like, I get outside and I realize when I talk to people, like whether it's friends, family, or just strangers, whatever, it's like you can very quickly tell whether or not that's somebody who be on Twitter. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Y'all ever feel like that? Y'all ever be talking to somebody and you're like, yeah, this nigga don't be on Twitter at all. You know what I mean? Because I feel like Twitter, there are obviously so many different sides to it, but there are popular opinions that are like extremely common, you know, on Twitter and shit. And like sometimes I'll be talking to people like Eunice, you know, right? Like you can attest to this. Like when we get around my family, I be like, damn, these motherfuckers don't be on Twitter. Clearly. You know what I mean? And like, I know that about them, but it's just like, which honestly, in some sense, is like, I envy them. You know what I mean? To some extent. But on the other hand, I'm like, damn, y'all don't be knowing shit about shit. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday. I'm never on Twitter. I wish I wasn't on Twitter as much as I am. Every study shows that social media is a black hole. Yeah, I believe it. Speaking of black holes, a double-edged sword. It really is, because I feel like social media keeps me really informed about a lot of shit, but simultaneously, it's like it is a depressing black hole that honestly feels like causes a direct correlation to my negative mental health. So I don't know. I will say that me taking a break from Twitter has been really nice. I just see nice art and go on with my day. Yeah, I be trying to curate my feed and shit. And that's another thing as well, is that like I try to like game the algorithm, but even then, like, it's one of those things that feels like you have to constantly be on top of it as well if you want these social media sites to like feed you like your actual interest. Because the thing is, right, it's so weird. It's very weird how it works. Because like, for example, I'm sure you guys can all relate to this. You've all experienced this. You're on Twitter or Instagram or whatever your social media of choice is, TikTok. You like, comment on, or engage with like one thing one time. Even like YouTube, you watch this one video on this one topic. Now all of a sudden your whole recommended is nothing but that one thing that you just clicked on that one time. It's like, damn nigga, like I just damn. This ain't my whole fucking life now. Like shit, you feel me? But then you'll have something that you regularly interact with, or a YouTuber whose videos you watch all the time, or you know, an artist that you really like, whatever the case may be, and then you're like, damn, this person just made like 3-4 posts or dropped like 3-4 videos, and I didn't even see that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? Like something that you regularly engage with, all of a sudden like just falls out of like your algorithm, your homepage, your feed or whatever. It's just like, you know what I mean? And it's like you can obviously like manipulate it to constantly show you something, but it's so weird how it works, because sometimes it feels like it'll take one thing and like immediately like slap it everywhere, and then sometimes it feels like you have to like slowly like build it up or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird, because like I feel like if I'm not constantly trying to curate my own feed like on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram, like it starts to drip feed me other shit that it thinks I might like. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not constantly liking and retweeting shit, or constantly like liking certain videos and like watching certain videos, or like watching certain, like looking at certain posts on Instagram, like it'll start to sprinkle in other shit. Like, or if you go too long without engaging with a certain type of post, like it'll just remove it from your feed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Fighting games and sneakers are 90% of my feed across socials. I mean, same usually, but Squad channel is the only group of gaming that I follow on a regular basis, but each time I watch a squad video, YouTube says, oh, you want to watch Front Slop games. Yeah. Someone sends you something, you get nothing but stuff about what people send. Twitter will just show you rage bait forever if you engage with the ones. You don't even have to engage with it if you just click on it one time. Like for me, for example, right, my Instagram feed, let me open up Instagram right now. Right now, my feed is full of like shit that it probably should be, right? It's sneakers, food. Is this all sneakers and food? The funny part about there being so many food posts in this though is that like I don't follow any food pages. I don't like food, like I don't hit like on a lot of food posts. I don't repost anything on Instagram, but like I even get this to focus. I don't know if it's gonna be too bright. I might have to turn the brightness all the way down. Like my feed is like all sneaker shit and like food posts for the most part. The food and I guess haircut shit. I don't know. But it's weird that I get pushed so many food posts, because like, you know, if I'm on Instagram and I happen to see some shit, I'm like, oh shit, that look good. Like I will like not engage with it, but you know, tap on it and see. But it's not like I be going out of my way to find food shit. And it's funny because like for a while I was getting fed like a lot of fitness stuff, because I was getting more into fitness. So I was like watching that, and it's like it just like at some point, and it's one of the things where it starts to make you think like what type of like conspiracy theories going on here. Like I was really heavy on my fitness shit, so I was getting a lot of fitness posts, and then like you go a day or two without looking at a fitness post, and all of a sudden it started drip feeding me food and shit. Like, hey, you fat bitch, seemed like you're trying to lose weight. Be ashamed if you ate this motherfucking 2,000 calorie burger right now. What if we show you this recipe for this motherfucking cream cheese and goddamn your cheesecake, nigga, you fat fucking pig. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. I'm just like, yo, like I'm over here trying to lose weight, and y'all showing me recipes for cakes and cookies and fried chicken and shit. The fuck is that all about? I will say, for the most part, I really don't get too much AI slop or bullshit like on my Instagram feed. Like I almost never ever see AI shit on Instagram, or at least not anything that I've ever been able to see and like, oh, that's very very clearly AI. I'm scrolling out just like trying to see it, like nah, it's all sneakers and food and some basketball stuff. You know, I actually don't get a lot of basketball content, funnily enough, on Instagram, at least not as much as I would think. And I get some skateboarding shit too. It was good, Semi. The new Razer product horrifies me. We are cooked. Yeah, man. I think since they reworked Twitter with the impressions, which is literally just when it shows up on the screen, it now feeds into that stuff, which is stupid. Also, was good, Bunny Games. Also, yeah, the amount of bullshit people just spew that they don't even be believing in just for the engagement, it's just so exhausting, man. I see TikTok AI when people shit talk basketball players. That's really it.
Nothing
Yo, Spacious, thank you for 63
here.
months. I really appreciate that. I'm not on
Everything is
TikTok
ordinary.
basically at all. I have the app on my phone, but I literally only ever open it when Eunice sends me something. And even then, she doesn't really do that much these days because she knows how much I actually hate TikTok. Frankly, I should just take the app off my phone because she doesn't really send me stuff anymore anyway because she knows I don't like the platform. But yeah, I only ever downloaded it for her in the first place. But I will say when I am on there, like I never see AI shit. But like I wouldn't because she doesn't send me AI stuff, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I literally never ever open the app unless she sends me something. So what we on today? I have no clue. Monetizing Twitter via engagement was the worst thing that happened to the platform, I feel like, besides Elon Musk buying it. Well, those two things went hand in hand. And yeah, and the fucked up part is like, it's not worth it either. Like the money you make off Twitter is like so small. It's really and truly not worth the engagement that niggas be getting. Like, but I mean, I don't know. I guess for some people it's like, hey, money is money, free money. But like I've gotten, like I have a check mark. I have Twitter Blue. Like I've gotten paid from Twitter. You know what I mean? I don't make very much. Like even when I was, granted, these days I don't post that much. And honestly, it feels like my engagement on my page has like died, to be honest. But like at the height when I would post like pretty regularly and I was getting like millions of impressions a month, like the most I probably ever made off a month in Twitter is like $100. You know what I'm saying? And that was like with like millions of impressions. You really don't make that much. Like unless you're getting tens or hundreds of millions of impressions every single month, this shit is really, really not worth the effort or the hassle of just being a rage baiter. If you're not under Elon's fave list, you're not getting money. I believe it. Fortunately, TikTok outside of the US shows real world news, not the censored stuff on Twitter and Facebook. I wouldn't know. That in itself is an Ouroboros, yeah, because most of the engagement is bots and troll farms, isn't it? And that's the weird part, yeah, is that like it's a shit ton of bots. Like you look under the replies of most tweets, like any tweet with any amount of traction, it's like mostly bots, which then leads you to believe that most of the reposts and likes are also just bots. I remember the dead internet theory. It's not really much of a theory these days, is it? Are you, Lotus? I hope the new year has felt a bit refreshing for you. I was gonna give you a generic ass answer and be like, yeah, you know, everything cool, everything. But I ain't gonna lie, nah, this shit don't feel different at all. I'm back in the gym and everything like that. I've been sleeping better, I guess, so that's something. But I'm honestly just trying to live a more healthy and normal lifestyle in order to mask the fact that I don't feel good about anything at all, actually. I was gonna give you the, yeah, you know, everything cool, you know, new year, new me, we trying to, but nah, like I've been back in the gym every day, you know what I'm saying? I've been going to sleep at a regular hour, waking up, you know, eating properly. But honestly, this lifestyle is really just masking how I truly feel, which is like fucking shit. So, but you know, we still. How's my day going? My day is going cool. I don't have that follow age command, but I can click on your name and let you know you've been following since December 7th of last month. It ain't been very long. It's been exactly 1 month. Me and Eunice switch sleeping schedules. Yeah, you know it's crazy. Like I was feeling like extremely sluggish and exhausted yesterday, and so I went to lay down for like a little nap. And honestly, like it was a dangerous time to take a nap anyway, because it would have ultimately resulted in me fucking up my schedule and just going back to being super degenerate and everything. But I went to take a nap at like 7 o'clock, which is like a terrible time to take a nap. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just try to sleep for an hour or two, because like I feel like I couldn't like function like mentally. I was just really exhausted. Like my body and my brain were both tired. So I was like, fuck it, I need to get some kind of sleep, whatever. I thought I was gonna lay down for an hour or two. I slept for 13 hours. I just ended up waking up today at a regular time. So, you know, be like that when it be like that, I guess. That's amazing. The funny part is, since 2026 has started, I've been kind of sleeping like normal. Like I ain't been super mega degen. So has failed successfully, I guess. I don't know why I was so tired though. Like I didn't even eat yesterday. I mean, I ate, but like I ate breakfast, and I ate when I came back from the gym. But that was like, I got back from the gym like around noon or something. I want to say maybe 1 o'clock, and then I didn't eat the rest of the day because I was like, I was waiting till dinner to have my next meal, and I was too tired to make dinner. So I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. I'll eat when I wake up, and then I didn't wake up until this morning. The sleep deficit sleep hits different. Yeah, it's just, I'm just shocked that it hit me, because I've experienced this before, especially like in my teenage years, or like you know, the years following high school. I'd be fucked up for like days, weeks on end, and sometimes I would go like multiple days without sleeping, and then eventually my body would just shut down, which, you know, probably wasn't very good for me. Might have been shortening my lifespan, but whatever. Like I would just be getting very little sleep. Like I'd go days without sleeping, or I'd get like 2 to 4 hours of sleep, and then every so often, like once a week, once every other week, some shit like that, my body would be like, hey, you know, like we need like actual like rest, so we just gonna shut it. And I just knock the fuck out for like 12, 14 hours. My body would like, listen, you gonna sleep or we gonna make you sleep. And so that would happen, and then I would get back to being on bullshit. So it's not like I've never experienced that before. It was just interesting that it happened to me yesterday, because like I've been sleeping regular for the past week. So it's like, why now? But I've been slowly trying to be more productive and start things I kept putting off for a while. Yeah, I go through phases where I'm like that as well, where I'm just like, you know, let me go ahead and knock out these chores I've been neglecting, all these errands. And you know, the crazy part is too, whenever you be neglecting shit for a while, it always be some shit that don't even take that long to do for real. Like it'd be shit where it's like, you know, if I really locked in, I could do all of these things today. Going back to the AI shit, I like a lot of art on Twitter. Like I'll like a lot of art posts on Twitter. Again, like trying to like game the system and curate my feed and like manipulate my algorithm and shit. I'm like, okay, like I like this character, this artist, show me more of this. The fucked up part is that when you start liking enough posts, like especially, and again, if you guys, I'm sure you guys experienced this as well. Let's say, okay, for like right now, picture of Rukia just popped up on my timeline. Rukia from Bleach. I liked it. So now what's gonna happen is Twitter's gonna give me a bunch of Rukia posts, because like it'll do that. And if you start liking enough, then it starts feeding you a bunch of AI shit. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you like Rukia? Well, here's these AI Rukia drawings. Like, no. I want the real artist. That, like, I was fucking with that. And like every time I come across like AI pages or whatever, I just like mute or block them. But you know, it feels like it's damn near more of those. Well, it's probably more of those than actual illustrators. So it's, you know, a never ending battle. But locked in on my YouTube again and searching for a job because I quit my old one. Hey, good luck, man. I've been neglecting my YouTube channel. I have yet to post a video in 2026. I know I have my best sleeps after working out regularly and been sleeping amazing since I've been losing weight. You know, I'm gonna keep it a stack. You hear all the time from people that are like really into like health and fitness that, you know, when you start losing weight and you start working out regularly and going to the gym and eating better and shit like that, like you just feel so much better. Your mental health improves, you sleep better. I love that for y'all. That shit don't work. Ain't worked for me. I ain't gonna lie. I lost 30 pounds last year. Started tracking my calories, eating way better, drinking more water. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best shape of my life. Did not make me any less miserable. Just like you, Yoza. In fact, might have made me more miserable because I'm like, damn. Everybody said if you lose weight, work out, eat better, you start to sleep better. No. Your mental health will improve. No. So now I'm just like, fuck. Well, I guess something really broken with me. Like, I I don't know. That shit did not make me feel any better at all. I ain't gonna lie. Started getting more vitamin D and sunlight and shit. Nah. It didn't make me feel any better. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I know you don't drink, but drinking temporarily makes you feel better. Well, I'm not interested in alcohol. That, you know, that's the other fucked up part too, is that like I don't drink or smoke or like anything. Like I have no like vices in terms of like you know, things of that nature. Like I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I've never even tried any of that stuff, and I have no interest in it. But every once in a while I'm just like, I really just be raw dogging life for what? Everybody else got they shit they be coping with, and I'm like, maybe I'm missing out on something. You know what I mean? I'm probably not, but would I feel better or worse if I tried those things? Ripped and depressed is crazy. Well, I'm not ripped, but we're on it. I actually think I'm going to try to lose about 10 more pounds. I've been like holding steady at 200 pounds since September, I want to say. But I think I'm going to try to shed like 10 more just to lose some more body fat. Because I'm far from fat. I mean, I'm obviously like very, very slim, but I just want a lower body fat percentage, I think. Thug it out method is not for many. I drink it the most, but not much. I've been thugging it out since the day I was born, and we still. But the way you spoke about 2025, I'm honestly so impressed you didn't succumb to any sort of vice like drugs, alcohol. I mean, because I genuinely don't have like interest in it. Like I've just never even wanted to try it for real. Like, I mean, so like, it's not that it's never crossed my mind. Like I've thought about it before, but I don't actually want to try it. So I just, you know what I mean? It has at most only ever been like a fleeting thought for me to like try alcohol or like smoke or any drug. It's never gone much beyond that. I've been offered all of the above plenty of times. Don't trust and believe. It's very accessible, especially at my big age now. But cool. 2025 was a really bad year, I feel like. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. 2025 was probably one of the worst years of my entire life. "2026 feels like the year." I hope so. It can't. Well, I mean, shit. It could be. Things could always be worse. They could be a fucking hell of a lot better though. But things could always be worse. I saw a tweet the other day saying that people's obsession with 2016 is starting to become corny. It has been corny for 5 years. People's obsession with 2016 has been corny for 5 years already. 2016 was an extremely regular ass year. To me, at least. I have never, ever understood the obsession or the nostalgia for that year in particular. And don't get me wrong, 2016 was like a decent year in my life, but it wasn't like a standout year. Like there was nothing special about that year to me. It's like I never understood it. I think that year gets glazed so much. The only thing I look back on in 2016 and be like, damn, is that I feel like there were a lot of like fashion trends or like styles that were popular back then that I still fuck with today. Like that's about like 2015, 2016, 2017, like that era of like Kanye and Jerry Lorenzo and Fear of God and Yeezy and Balmain and Saint Laurent and Louis Vuitton. Like that that's about the only thing for me that stands out about that era is like being anything particularly special. Because honestly, some of those aesthetics and some of those types of fits and shit, I'm still getting off to this day. You know what I'm saying? So that's really it. But I mean, video games, sports, and music. But I mean, like, let's see, what albums came out in 2016? SoundCloud era? I mean, sure. Let's see, in 2016. Wait, can I just get like 40 best rap albums of 2016? We got Yo Gotti, The Art of Hustle, Vic Mensa, There's a Lot Going On. I mean, I like that EP, but it ain't really like a standout. Okay, you got Color Grove from 2 Chainz. Hold on, let me get this fucking...
Nothing amazing happens.
We can scroll through this together.
Everything is ordinary.
Wait, can I get this in dark mode so I'm not getting fucking flashbanged? Yo, Radical, thank you for the 74 months. I greatly appreciate it. Thought my PC was about to explode. It still might. Chrome started running dumb slow all of a sudden. If my stream dies, I'm not coming back. I just want y'all to know that. I'm giving you the heads up now. My PC is starting to lag, and if the stream dies, I die. I'm just in that type of mood. I'm not gonna give it a second shot. I'm just letting you know now. This page is just frozen. Like, well, not even this page, this browser. My Chrome is all just frozen now. Whatever. Oh no, everything is frozen. I can still see y'all. Y'all can still see and hear me, but I can't click on anything on my computer right now. Like nothing is reacting. I can see OBS is still running. Whatever, man. It just be like that when it be like that. I'm just gonna go with the flow, man. It just, you know what I mean? You put one foot in front of the other. Yeah, I can still see y'all. I mean, I still see this over here. Like OBS is still moving, but I can't click on shit. Oh wait, everything unfroze. Okay. All right, let's try this again. There we go. Hey Radical, you've been around long enough. You know the deal. Guess I'll lift the curse by leaving. Nah. Stick around for a while. All right, we're gonna have to deal with these ads, which targeted ads, y'all can tell. All right, whatever. De La Soul dropped an album in 2016. This is news to me. For Your Eyes Only. I was a huge hater of this album then, and I still think this album fucking sucks. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't listen to this. Okay, Prima Donna was fire. A Boogie with the Hoodie, Joey Pert, whatever. Slime Season 3, okay. That was pretty good. Birds in the Trap was a good one, for sure. Nothing amazing happens here. Everything is ordinary. I was so excited for that shit. For what? Yo, Rams with the Band, thank you for 6-7 months. So like For Your Eyes Only came out, I want to say that was like the peak of like J. Cole. Nothing amazing happens here. Everything is ordinary. Yo, I got thank you for the gift sub. That was like the peak of when niggas was like really getting in a bag of like overhyping J. Cole, in my opinion. And like niggas were acting like, oh, it requires a certain level of intelligence to really understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when niggas was really getting on that type of shit. Cause like, yeah, he dropped 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Niggas really liked that album. And so after that, there was like, oh, he's just the GOAT. And then he dropped For Your Eyes Only, and it was like, nah, bro, you just need like a certain level of it. Like, it's because you don't want to listen to nobody rap about that. Because like, as I've been saying, since like 2013, since 2014, J. Cole makes really average music that makes the common person feel a lot smarter than they really are. He makes smart music for dumb niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's like Rick and Morty, or like the Big Bang Theory, where if you're a nigga with average level of intelligence who completed like the 5th grade, they'll say shit that'll make it sound like it's actually like way more profound than it really is. And it's like, oh, like y'all didn't catch that. It's like, no, nigga, anybody who finished middle school caught that. It really ain't all that. And the fucked up part is J. Cole can rap. He got some songs and some bars and some features and shit that I like. That album fucking sucks though. That album is fucking trash. That's the one he talked about folding clothes and shit, right? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I want to fold clothes with you. Nigga romanticizing doing laundry. Shut your bitch ass up. Nigga thought he was everything everywhere all at once. Well, you know, Perfect Love Tape. That's a banger. That's a banger. That motherfucker should be high. Who the fuck is Tink? I ain't gonna lie, they got Perfect Love Tape way too low for my liking. Untitled, Unmastered, I don't really think is all that great. They got this shit over. Shrem Life 2 is cool. Ain't nobody really spinning Kevin Gates like that, I ain't gonna lie. What the hell? Not one of my favorite Future projects. Views has always been drastically overrated to me, but I'm a Drake hater, so my opinion don't mean too much. Danny Brown is high. I ain't gonna lie, Jeffrey low-key might be my favorite Thug project. Jeffrey might be my favorite Thug project. 2016 looked like it was a really solid year for music. Pablo was obviously hard. Coloring Book being, you know what? This was during the era where niggas didn't think Chance was corny yet. So yeah, when this came out, this was a really hyped up album. Like people, I guess it technically was still was this considered his debut album? No, The Big Day was considered his debut, wasn't it? This was still a mixtape, I want to say, but he was still he's still independent to this day. But like it was like his first project that like really dropped like on, you know, like Apple and Spotify and shit like that, I think. Or no, before that it was Surf. I think Surf actually dropped on like, you know, mainstream platforms and shit. But okay, 2016 was a solid year for music. I don't really get too nostalgic about any of this shit though. Like, I don't know, maybe it also has something to do with like age. Cause like, I don't really know for sure, but like maybe if you're somebody who was in high school in 2016, then maybe I could understand more why niggas are so nostalgic for that year in particular. Cause they associate it with like a certain time in their life and the youth and everything like that. Oh, was I in 2016? Old enough. Everything Everywhere All at Once is very good, man. The people who think it's the end all be all of multiverse stuff. I mean, it is a pretty great film, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a really good movie. One Piece might be the anime version of that phenomenon. Wait, what you mean? Chance was people's GOAT back then. You know, it's funny because I remember when Chance came out with Acid Rap. Like, that's when I really got into Chance's music, when he dropped Acid Rap. I had a homie back then who put me on, and he was asking if I heard a Chance. He was like, hey, this got this project about to drop or something like that, or like it had just dropped or something like that. And I was like, all right, bet. And I was like, damn, this shit is fire. So then I, in turn, tried to put on everybody I knew to Chance. And everybody I tried to put on a Chance did not like him because they hated his voice. And I was like, but that's what makes it, to me, that was what made him so dope. Like, I love Chance's voice. I think I tend to gravitate towards musicians and artists like that have like those really unique voices. I kind of, and what I've also learned as well is that I have an affinity towards people with raspy voices or some sort of kind of like rasp in their voice, whether that's voice actors, rappers, singers, whatever. I don't know. I fuck with that for whatever reason. And so with Chance, with like that just weird nasally raspy type shit, I don't know. I thought it was like really unique and just appealing, but everybody else thought it was really annoying until Coloring Book came out, which is weird to me because Coloring Book is like, it's okay. Like I'm taking 10 Day, I'm taking Acid Rap, I'm taking, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm taking a lot of his other shit over that, but it's cool, I guess. I don't know. This shit blew up. Acid Rap changed my life. Facts. You see the Tekken 8 numbers for Evo Japan? Yeah, but I'm not shocked. I think Street Fighter had like what, like 2,000, and Tekken has like under 150. Like, bro, hold on. Did they ever put Juice on Spotify, or is that shit still like in legal limbo? Thirsty, thirsty, try to gonna let her home, at least I find a ball, after some figure, the Spanish superior, the Mr. Niggas dreaming, go back after the Loki, still a nigga, and I still think I know. Shot my nigga so suck, shot my nigga that trash, shot my nigga. Well, sweet, the way the noches, for the emperor is, it was so good. Don't know when I wrote this. When I lost it, it's a national state. Juice. I got the juice. I'm gonna take this more. Maybe I gotta get suspended. Get attention. He don't rap like this no more. That's the shit that pisses me off. Like, when this shit came out, I was like, oh, this nigga is next up. Like, I was like, yo, Chance is gonna blow the fuck up.
Nothing amazing happens.
And now he's just the I love my wife nigga. Yo, K was taking with 63 months. Fucked up part is they're divorced now, or in the process of a divorce. And he low-key started spitting again. But he don't rap like this no more. Granted, maybe that's because he ain't doing the same drugs no more. We don't do the same drug. Do the same drugs, no. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I got the keys, I got the juice. Ooh, go. Never tasted paper. Tripped. Bracing yourself trying to face the paper. I just faced the baker. Love you, know we face the paper. Everybody in the world for face the bakers. Hating ass nigga. Yeah, is there a bad song on Acid Rap? No, right? Like, this is just the perfect mixtape. Like every song, bro, from good ass intro to Push a Man, Paranoia, Cocoa Butter Kisses, Juice, Lost with No Name. Well, she used to be No Name Gypsy, now she's just No Name. Everybody Something, favorite song, Nana, Smoke Again, Acid. It's literally not a single skip on this fucking, bro. You start off with this. Better than I was the last time, baby. I'm good. Oh, it's good. Than I was the last time, baby. Hey. We back and we back and we back and we back. We back and we back and we back. Better than I was the last time. That's maybe anxious. That's to make me live. This word made me looser. That like to make me lazy. I still make this song, and I'ma make another. Never actually hit me better. Watch out for my butter, better. But I think I do. Down watch out for my butter. Then I watch it on the glitter. Stomach glitter. Different colors. Been a baller. Different colors. Closer. Did a spinner. Did I stutter? Did that get better? Did I my brother? I'm a fucking money dance. I say, gotta leave. Niggas don't find no man. Piggy back on balance.
You fucking doing Ellie searches for a bed. I can't go enjoy. They could put my ass a motherfucking digits. I'm betting like honors. I got no design. I just spit it. Mr. Benny, you been did it. You 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 did it. Work, bang, nigga, bang. Work, bang, nigga, bang, nigga, cause you clean. The work is a shame. But God, I'm just like a new better king, back on shirts and man. Keep some tap on my neck, keep some S on my tongue. Singing work out in Texas, that's just me flexing the hung. See the show me, that's just the fact that they young. Hey, but that nigga, come and chase the rapper, please take it off, but magical work, poof. Please take it down, replay the replay, cremate the patterns, cremate your teammates and freebase the ashes. This is nothing just my bottom, this is not the fucking ball. It's your favorite fucking album, I ain't even fucking done, I'm go.
Nothing amazing happens here. Everything's ordinary.
Better than I was, even better than I was, even better than I was. Did a good ass job, you did a good ass job.
This is still to this day one of my favorite mixtapes of all time. Honestly, might be my favorite mixtape of all time. I ain't gonna lie. You know what's funny too? The other mixtape this is in contention with is actually Internet Tape from Vic Mensa, which released around the same time. And then, bro, like, which do I like more between those two? Those are two of my favorite tapes of all time. This is just a music stream at this point. I'm here for it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like music way more than I like video games. Yo, Z3, thank you for the 2 months. I greatly appreciate it. Where was this dancer Ian Eastwood who did some of the craziest choreos with Chance and stuff back in the day? Not familiar with him. Wait, no. I think Eunice showed me that guy's videos before. Yo, Reclaimer, thank you for 3 months. Greatly appreciate it. How you feel about Chance's new album? It's okay. That's so like that album came out and like it got like a lot of praise. And everyone was like, oh, this is like a big bounce back for Chance. This is like he redeemed himself after the big day. Which ain't it crazy that it was 6 years since he dropped that shit? Before he dropped Starline. Anyway, there's only one song on that album that I really like, and it's Back to the Go with Vic, which it's a good song. I like it. There's this one part where Chance starts getting into this bag, and he starts hitting these notes, and I'm thinking it's about to be like a thing, and he kind of it's like a one-off, and I'm just like, hold on, we're gonna play it real quick. Let me find out Lotus and his Sean C arc. Who knows, man? This is the only song I really, really like on this album, though, to be honest. Like, the rest of it is just cool, but like, it's the only song I ever like still play.
Nothing amazing happens here. Everything is ordinary.
There's this pocket he about to get into, and I just wanted the pocket to just be more than what it ends up being. Well, thank you for the team line. Really appreciate that. See, when he hit that surprise, I thought that was gonna be a pocket he was about to hit, where it's like surprise, like I don't know why my brain assumed that that's how it was. But I guess I just felt like a very Chance the Rapper ass flow, right? But he hit that one surprise, and I thought that was gonna be like the beginning of like a, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't. And it's not that like what he ended up doing was bad, but for some reason when I first heard the song, my brain immediately assumed he was about to hit a little pocket right there, and I was really looking forward to it. And then he didn't, and I was like really disappointed. But it's not like it was bad at all. I didn't get what I thought I was gonna get. Bro, I was like such a big Vic Mensa fan when I first discovered him and Chance. And you could have even made the case that Vic was the better rapper between the two. Chance ended up being the more popular, more successful. But like you could low-key say that Vic was the more talented artist, like the better rapper and singer. Like you could argue that, right? And some niggas still may or may not. Anyway, I was a huge fan of this nigga music. But constantly singing his gospel, was always trying to put people on. And then he just had like a few years, and like he's been candid about it. He's talked about it in interviews. He's talked about it in his music about like all the shit that he was going through. But like he had a few years where it was like he was just on some bullshit, just like things he was saying and doing, putting his hands on people and speaking on, you know, X the way that he did and all this other shit. And like, you know, he was going through a lot of personal things, drugs and depression and, you know, alcoholism and all these things, right? So like I somewhat get it. And then also like when it comes to like musicians and shit, like you really, I don't know. I say this to say that like he was going through a lot of shit for a few years and like was basically carrying and presenting himself as somebody that I really wasn't fucking with. And then also some of the music he was putting out, I didn't really like either. And I feel like he's kind of redeemed himself for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's come out and apologized for some of those things. He spoke about it in his music and created an understanding between the listeners and himself about what was going on and what he was going through and why he was acting the way he was acting. And also he's just put out like better music since that period as well. I've always really loved his flow, his cadence, and it's like I think he's just like has like a great voice for rap. Vic Mensa to me is like the perfected version of Blueface. Now listen. I know that sounds crazy. Let me explain. Relax. I know that shit don't sound like it makes sense. And what I mean by that is when you listen to Blueface rap, he's always just like slightly offbeat, right? And Blueface has had pockets in his music where he is on beat. But you know how like when that nigga came out, like the big thing is like, oh, he's offbeat, right? Vic is almost like when he rap a lot of times, it's almost like he's battling with the beat, where it's like he like half the time he feels like he's about to be off beat, but he always catches it again. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know how to describe it other than like he feel like he be battling the beat, where it's like just when you think it's like, wait a minute, is this nigga off beat? He hits the pocket. You're like, oh no, he's, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it take a couple listens to like understand the flow that he be on. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't know, because like I'm not saying that Vic is off beat, but I feel like when he be rapping sometimes, whether it's just because of the speed that he be rapping at in certain instances or what. You brought me back with the explanation, but that sentence was still wild. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because like I feel like Blueface does some shit where it's like he be in a certain pocket and then he get off beat and then he just kind of stay there. But like Vic is like, just when you start to think, wait a minute, is he off beat? Nah, he you know what I'm saying? You find his flow and you realize, oh no, this the pocket he was in. You know what I'm saying? Vic has control in being out of the general pocket, and it's so fun to listen to. And that's I don't know how else to describe it other than that, but he just has like this very like loose kind of just like this really fun flow that I don't know. Like if we go back and like listen to some of his older shit, I mean he still raps that way a lot, but it's just like before it was times where it's like I couldn't, like it would take me a couple listens, like whatever he would have like a feature or a song to like find where the flow was at that he was on. So I'm like, yo, because he not rapping on it the way that you would expect somebody to rap on that beat. You know what I'm saying? At least a lot of times he did.
Nothing amazing happens here.
Yo, young bro, what's good? Blaze, thank you for the 9 months. I really appreciate it. I was muted. Anyway, if we go back to like an older track, if we go to like YNSP, which is off of Internet Tape, which is one of my favorite Vic songs, right? It's one of them songs where like when I first heard it, I'm like, I couldn't find where he was at. Matter of fact, we gonna watch the video. That's another song I love a lot. You be doing music reactions? Not really. Yo, 7th J, I should though. Yo, thank you for the 17 months. Skinny jeans were not a good fashion choice. I said it as someone that only wore skinny jeans. Nah, I think there's a time and place for skinny jeans even to this day. I still got some pretty tight fitting pants myself. I ain't gonna lie. I think trends always come and go, and I think shit is constantly getting recycled. So right now the wave is like back to being baggy like shit was in the early 2000s. It's funny too. I was thinking it's funny that you mentioned it because I was thinking about this earlier today. Where, you know, I've been around long enough to see like shit become trendy and then go out of style and then come back into being trendy again and go out of style again, or like stuff like repeat or whatever. And right now the wave is like baggy shit. Like everybody want to like rock super baggy pants and shit. And it's just always funny because like no matter how reused or recycled or old some shit is, niggas always think that they're different or unique or like they flyer to somebody else for doing some shit, right? Which everybody got their own swag, their own style, whatever. And that's cool. And I definitely understand wanting to rock some shit that everybody else ain't rocking or thinking you're doing something different because whatever is like the trend or popular right now you're not doing. But it's just funny how I see niggas like gas themselves up or talk about like they swag or like they fits and shit like that. And it's like, you're wearing exactly what everybody else who thinks that they're different is wearing. You know what I mean? And that's something I've seen like all the way back since I was in like high school, where it's like I would see niggas like try so hard to be different that they were doing the same shit as everybody else that was different. So it's like you're not the same. You have the starter pack different kit. And so right now I feel like the starter pack for like niggas who think that they fashion icons is like a tote bag, like a crop shirt or like a boxy shirt, and like some baggy ass jeans, you know what I'm saying, and like bulky ass shoes. And it's like, yeah, that's the same swag that everybody else who thinks that they not like these other niggas is wearing. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that shit either. Like, yeah, you can be fly rocking that shit. That's you know what I'm saying. That's a fit. That's a look. It's just a look that everybody else is also wearing. But anywho, I'm no authority on fashion. We need to bring back the men's crop top. Niggas is rocking them. There's some niggas out there rocking those.
Nothing amazing happens here. Everything is
Yo,
ordinary.
Moody Blues, thank you for the 5 months. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's always gonna be corny to act like you better than somebody else, especially unprovoked. It's one thing when a nigga like critiques your style or something like that, or like comes at you first and you bark back about whatever. But it's like just unprovoked niggas just be glazing themselves. It's like, nigga, like you're not even that fly for real. Like you. If your name not Wisdom K or Jerry Lorenzo, I really don't want to hear what you got. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was something else we was talking about that I wanted to circle around back to, but I got too distracted by the songs I was playing. And now it's completely slipped my mind entirely. Anyway, I thought Vic Mensa and Chance the Rapper was going to take over the world back in 2013. They had a good run. They had a good run. It just didn't end up being what I thought it was going to be. Anyway, that being said, Vic Mensa has circled back around to like making pretty decent music. Off topic, did you watch Fumetsu no Anata? Nah, I don't think I've ever even heard of that. Fumetsu no Anata. Oh, To Your fucking weeb ass nigga. Say To Your Eternity. No, I never watched it though. Where do you think Trey and AD going? Trey is going to Washington. AD is going. I have no clue. It's looking like Trey, which I honestly don't think Washington is a good place for Trae Young. That just might be the only place he can get the contract that he wants. But I actually think that that's like a terrible place for him to go. Like, I'd rather see him go to Milwaukee or Dallas or Miami, or I like Trae and Star together though. What you have to think about though is that you have to consider these things. Number one, okay, Trae Young is a ball dominant, pick and roll heavy player who is going to require a team built around him in order for it to succeed. Okay. His biggest deficiency is defense. So then what you have to ask yourself is, does Washington have the defensive infrastructure to make up for Trae Young's lack of size, defensive tenacity, ability, and just overall deficiencies on that end of the floor? I don't think that they do, even with Alex Sarr behind him. Okay, cool. Could the pick and roll, the two-man game between Trae and Alex Sarr be good? Sure. Would that be good for Sarr's development, make him look better as a player? Maybe. But what about Keyshawn George? What about Bub Carrington? What about all the other young guys that they have on that team? And that's another thing that you then have to think about, is that Trae Young is on a different timeline from the rest of them. Most of the guys, like, and if you're doing that trade, it's probably going to include like CJ McCollum or some shit, right? To make the money match, whatever. The vets you have on that team is like Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum, and like one of them is probably, if not both of them, are going to be gone in that trade. So then Trae becomes the vet. Is he a good vet for those guys? And then he's also on the same he's on a different timeline from them, where it's like all those guys outside of like Chris and CJ are very, very young. They're all like 22 or younger. Well, you also got like Corey Kispert. How old is Corey Kispert? Like 25? How old is Corey Kispert? 26. So he's on this like the same time, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's just Trae Young, I would imagine, would want to be on a team where they can compete at a decent level, but the Wizards are just going to be nowhere near there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the fit is good. I don't think they're going to be competitive at the right level. I don't think the timeline matches. I don't see why Trae Young would want to go there to Washington for any reason other than the fact that they are willing to give him the money that he wants. But then I don't understand why Washington would be willing to do that, because I don't understand what he's providing them. Maybe he can help them become like a play-in team. It wouldn't be this year, but maybe by next year he could raise them enough, the floor enough in Washington to where they could be like a play-in team and help them get like some sort of like postseason experience, because the Hawks with Trae Young have been a perennial play-in team every fucking season since the shit has been a thing. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't really want to see Trae Young in Washington, but it looks like that's where he's going. They have interest in him for some reason. That's apparently his #1 trade destination, according to reports that came out from Shams today or something like that. So I don't know. Trae Young is what, 28, 29? Oh, he's only 27. So he's slightly younger than I thought. But even still, like I said, like your core on that team with Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, Bub Carrington, all those guys are like 22 years old and younger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, Monster, thank you for the watch streak. Greatly appreciate that. From the Bucks, I'm calling Atlanta about that Pelicans pick and Trae Young. See, and that's the thing too. Everybody named Mama is calling Atlanta about that Pelicans pick. But guess what? You're all competing with each other, on top of the fact that Atlanta don't want to let go of that pick. Why the fuck would they want to give that pick up? And the only way you're getting that pick, by the way, is if you are trading them a star. That's the only way Atlanta's getting rid of that pick. Because you have to think about it. Their timeline is also like Trae Young or younger. Like Jalen Johnson, who's becoming the face of their franchise right now. Jalen Johnson is 24, right? He has shown a superstar potential. He looks like an all-star, all-NBA player. He looks like he could be new face of the franchise, right? Cornerstone for this team. Then you have, guys like Zachary Resache, who, his ceiling looks like it's just going to be like a high-level role player at best, to be honest. But he's only 20 years old. You have Nikhil Alexander-Walker right now, who's been playing incredible. How old is he? He can't be that old. He's only like, what, 26? Oh, he's 27. Okay, so he's a year older than I thought. But anyway, like I said, their timelines on like Trae Young or younger, and they could add a piece like an AJ DeBonsa or a Cam Boozer or a Darren Peterson or something like that. This upcoming draft class is supposed to be as good, if not better, than the current draft class we just had for 2025. And this draft class is fucking stacked, because when you look at Dylan Harper, you look at Cooper Flagg, obviously, you look at Con Knipple, you look at Trey Johnson, you look at Jeremiah Fears, you look at Derek Queen. There are so many players fucking hooping right now as rookies this season. It's been a treat to fucking watch. I've been loving it. And niggas are saying that this upcoming draft class is going to be just as good, if not better. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, you at the top, you got Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, and fucking Cam Boozer. But you still have players like Nate Ament, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, you have what's homie's name at UNC? Is it Cam Wilson? I'm drawing a blank on homie's name, but it's a lot of young guys that, I didn't even say VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, VJ Edgecombe has also been hooping his ass off. Like, anyway, I said that to say that the Hawks, with the Pelicans pick, they have potential to add another player who could be a future star. Caleb Williams, there you go. Or Caleb Wilson, rather. Caleb Williams is the football player. Caleb Wilson is the player I was thinking of. What the fuck did I call him at first? I called him Cam something. But yeah, Caleb Wilson is the player I was talking about. And he's been hooping over at UNC. So, so it's like they're still on a young-ish timeline, and they have the potential to add another player who could be a star one day in this league, or at the very least, like a high-level contributor and role player in his early years, and who knows what he becomes later. So yeah, I said to say that, like, everybody named Mama wants that pick from Atlanta. Atlanta has zero reason to give up that pick, because it's likely to be, like, it has a chance to be a #1 overall pick. I mean, the Pelicans, they're still they're still dead last in the entire NBA. No, sorry, they're second behind the Pacers. They're dead last in the Western Conference, and they're second behind the Pacers in overall, like, standings for the entire NBA. So, like, that pick could very well be the #1 overall pick. That is currently one of the most valuable picks in the entire league. So, yeah, like, of course, niggas want it. Atlanta not trying to get, the only way you're giving that shit up, you're gonna have to get rid of an all-star caliber, all-star, all-NBA caliber player to get that pick from them. Because they have the chance to get a generational talent. Potentially. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Atlanta, I'm holding on to that pick for dear life. You would have to, and the thing is, like, what do they even need or want that you'd be able to like add to that team in order to get that pick? You know what I'm saying? It would have to be like Milwaukee trading Giannis, and they're like, okay, we want Trae Young, we want that pick, we want Zachary Reslaughter. You know what I'm saying? It would have to be some shit like that. You know what I mean? Where they're giving up a ton of shit, and then you won't have to add still more on top of that, to be honest. Personally, I was in favor of seeing Giannis go to San Antonio. I think that would be great, but that shit ain't happening. Pacers are in prime position to reload with that pick and Hallie back. Yeah, man, they've been really banged up all season long, and I thought that they'd be bad. I didn't think that they would be this bad. But when Tyrese comes back, they could also, who knows, like they could end up with the #1 overall pick. And I wouldn't be mad at it. I know there's people out there that don't want to see them end up with like a top 3 pick just because like they're not really that bad of a team. They're just super hurt and they're franchise players out with an Achilles injury. But like it be like that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like they were a team that's like tanking. Well, I mean, I get it. You want to see the teams like the Wizards or the Nets or the Kings or the Pelicans who like, well, not even they didn't the Pelicans, but like the Jazz, teams that don't really have like a direction yet or like anything to like truly build around, like nothing concrete. Like you want to see like an actual like poverty team like get a chance to build. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It is what it is. I think certain franchises are just doomed to always be poverty. I'm not gonna lie. Giannis as a Spur would have been the return of the Tim and Robinson Spurs. Real shit. Underrated that the Pacers traded for their pick back in the finals. The thing I don't get though, going back to the Atlanta shit, I will never understand why New Orleans, and don't get me wrong, they traded that pick to get Derek Queen, who like looks like he could be like a superstar, you know what I'm saying? Like he's shown like Jokic type flashes, you know what I'm saying? But like I'll just never be able to wrap my head around why they traded that pick. Well, I do get it because they thought that they'd be a lot better than they are, but they are some ass. The team is terrible. Speaking of the league, what games are on today? We got the Raptors and the Hornets about to start. We got Bulls, Pistons, Wizards, and 76ers. Also, by the way, CJ McCollum has not missed a single game all this year. All of a sudden, he's sitting out today's game against the Sixers. Thinkage. What that could be about? Nuggets, Celtics. Oh, we had a lot of games today. Oh, damn. Everybody is playing there. Holy shit. Nigga, everybody. Hold on. Does literally every single team play today? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. We have 12 games on today. Nigga, that means 24 out of 30 teams are playing today. Goodness gracious. Oh, we played a Spurs today. Oh, that should be fun. Clippers never getting out of hell? Never. Pistons have been really fun this year. They've been overachieving. I thought they'd be good. I didn't think they'd be the 1 seed. All right, chat. I have a take. Y'all let me know if I'm crazy. Disregarding the standings. Okay? Disregarding the standings. I think the Celtics might be the favorite to make it out of the East. I think they low-key might be the best team still out East, and they might be the favorites to make it out. Thoughts? Twitter been clowning OKC lately, but we forget at any moment Pressy can press the red button and get Giannis. I mean, yeah, like nobody has a more stacked asset pool than the fucking Thunder. So never speaking ill of Jaylen Brown ever again. The only thing I hate about how great Jaylen Brown has been playing is that we're about to have to go through a whole nother year of discourse about who's better between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. When at the end of the day, it doesn't, they're teammates. So who fucking cares? It's so exhausting. What if they're both just fucking superstars, you know? I hate these narratives that niggas try to push and these arguments like people try to have just for the sake of having an argument. It's like, nigga, it's Shaq and Kobe. Nigga, they're both MVP, all-time Hall of Famer level. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're both like going to go down in history as two of the greatest players of all time, two of the greatest players in the history of their franchise. They're both going to get their numbers retired. You know what I'm saying? They're both going to have their jerseys retired. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've both got multiple All-Stars. They're going to have all NBAs. They're going to go down as like one of the greatest duos ever. Just like Shaq and Kobe. Not to say that they are on the level of Shaq and Kobe specifically, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, nigga, like that type of shit is like, y'all they've been trying to drive the niggas apart from the beginning. And niggas are still doing that. JT might be a step slow after because I mean, yeah, and that's the other thing that we have to keep, and that's why I'm preparing myself for the nasty ass narratives that are coming, because Jaylen Brown has obviously been balling out of his mind this season. He, in my opinion, should be in the MVP conversation. He should be all NBA first team, probably. He should be all-star. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like the way he's been hooping, like he has shown that he is better than what people were giving him credit for a lot. You know what I'm saying? I remember niggas was saying, oh, Jaylen Brown, bro, there was a tweet specifically I remember that had a lot of traction where it was like, it was a clip of Adam Silver doing with the first pick in the NBA draft, and it was saying Jaylen Brown #1 option hoops next season or something like that, right? Niggas were clowning the fuck out of JB, saying that the Celtics would be a lottery team and that they'd be bottom 5 and all this and that with Jaylen Brown as the #1 option. Them niggas are the 2 seed, and they're only 3 games behind Detroit. And frankly speaking, I truly believe that by the end of the regular season, the Celtics could be the #1 seed. Now they could just as easily fall for sure, but like, they got a hell of a coach. They still got some great talent over there. Derek White and Peyton Pritchard got off to a really bad start, and they've stepped it up a lot, especially Derek White. And Jaylen Brown is playing like a top 10 player. And you're telling me they could potentially add Tatum back? Getting back to my point though, Jaylen Brown is playing so great. When Tatum comes back, he's coming off of a major injury. He's coming off the biggest injury you could possibly have. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the problem is niggas aren't going to keep that in mind. So what's going to happen is, what'll most likely happen is Jason Tatum will come back and he won't be his regular all NBA first team all-star caliber self. He might still be very good because he's Jason Tatum. He was a top 10 player before he got hurt, arguably top 5. Some niggas don't think so, some niggas do. Is what it is, but unquestionably top 10, right? Y'all can at least give him that. He's going to come back and he's going to look like maybe a top 20, 30-ish player at, you know what I'm saying? And maybe even not that good, you know what I'm saying? Probably won't be as efficient, might not look as explosive, and it's going to take him time to ramp up. And what's going to happen is Jaylen Brown is going to look like he's better than Tatum, and then here come those conversations, and then Jaylen Brown's numbers are going to dip because Tatum is there and taking more shots and taking up some of the shots that Jaylen Brown, you know, doing more on offense. You know what I'm saying? And Jaylen Brown's numbers are gonna fall a little bit when Tatum comes back. Obviously, that should be expected, should be a given. But that's just gonna be used as the narrative to talk about like, oh, like Tatum was holding Jaylen Brown back. Jaylen Brown is better without Tatum. They should trade Tatum. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna be nasty. It's gonna be nasty. You know what I'm saying? The only way, and then even if that doesn't happen, let's say Tatum comes back and he's his usual self miraculously by some miracle, they gonna be like, oh, I told Tatum was better than Brown all along. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's a lose-lose situation, but like, not for the Celtics, but just for the sake of the discourse, the conversation that's going to surround it. Someone talks about Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh, low-key should be in the MIP conversations. I don't think he would win it, but Jordan Walsh could low-key be in MIP conversations. Personally, in my opinion, Ryan Rollins would probably have my vote for MIP this season. Yo, Immortal, thank you for the 59 months. Really appreciate it. People said the same thing when Bosh took a step back on the Heat and when any other players play with another great player. Even Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade still be getting slander and like and fucking strays and shit and compared to any shooting guard ever to this day because he took a backseat to Bron. The greatest fucking player of all time, or top 2 bare minimum, depending on who you ask most people. You know what I'm saying? Like God forbid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dwayne Wade is the 3rd greatest shooting guard of all time. The list go Jordan, Kobe, D Wade. It's not James Harden. It's not Clyde Drexler. Not Allen Iverson, as much as I love him. You know what I'm saying? It's not fucking, like, it's not. D Wade is 3rd on that list. Point blank, period. There has yet to be a shooting guard that has surpassed D Wade. Now, I will say, if he were to get a couple of rings, Anthony Edwards could be on that list, but time will tell. The only duo that needs to break up in the East is the Magic. And even then, I think they obviously have more of a case than Paolo and Franz, than Tatum and Brown. But like, people said that Tatum and Brown needed to be split up, and that their skill sets overlapped too much, and that it was redundant. People tried to break that duo up every single year, and then what happened? They won a championship. Paolo and Franz are both still very, very young. I think it's still worth letting it play out. Like, things don't look the greatest right now, and I don't think either of them are as good as Jason Tatum, or maybe even Jaylen Brown for that matter. But they could be. Jaylen Brown wasn't always this good. Jaylen Brown is a player who's just been getting better and better and better, and has gotten to this point. But like, it's not that he was ever terrible, but he has improved a lot over the years. I don't know. I think if I was the Magic, I would still hang on to Paolo and Franz. I get it to some extent though, like if they are considering it, because sometimes you want to be proactive instead of reactive. You don't want to wait till it's too late. But then also, like, Paolo's value might not even be that high right now, because everyone's saying like, oh, Franz is better, they should just build around Franz and trade Paolo. I'm sure there's some teams out there that'd be interested in him, but with the way he's been playing, you might not get as much as you normally could. So you might want to wait it out another year and then see. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Also, yeah, Anthony Black, another player in the MIP conversations. Anthony Black, Ryan Rollins, Jordan Walsh, Colin Gillespie, or some other players that are having like a really good year this year that were like unexpected. Like MIP type players. Danny Avdia, I guess. But nah. Dennis Jenkins has been very up and down. He's had some really good performances, but some very lackluster ones as well. But what he's provided for the Pistons in the way of, you know, that secondary creation and like coming off the bench behind Cade has been pretty cool. Honestly, I feel really bad for Jaden Ivey, because Jaden Ivey should be doing everything that they kind of need right now in terms of like secondary creation and ball handling and that extra scoring punch. And he was playing incredible until Cole Anthony dove into his fucking leg, and he just hasn't really been the same since. But I'm still giving him time. He's still coming back from a very major injury. Just the other night, he had a pretty good game against I can't remember. I watched the game, but he had like 16, 18, 20 points, something like that off the bench for them. He had a good game, and I still believe in Jaden Ivey. I just want to say that it's just gonna take some time for him to, again, like, he fucking snapped his leg, so give some time. Keontae George has been hooping. Keontae George is looking like an all-star. He's not gonna be an all-star this year, but he hooping like one. Keontae George been out there getting fucking buckets. He's been playmaking really well too. He's just like leveled up a lot. Keontae George is another good one. He could be in those MIP conversations, honestly, as well. Let me go through some of these teams. You know who else I wouldn't put them in MIP conversation. I'm just thinking about players who've been having a really good year. Jordan Clarkson has really impressed me this year. I like Jordan Clarkson anyway, but he's been playing really good for the Knicks. Okay. Speaking of players who are playing a lot better than I expected them to, I know this might sound, depending on who you are, this might sound crazy, but you know who's been playing like way better than I expected? Joel Embiid. Because I honestly thought his career might be over. And especially the way his season started, that shit was not pretty. But he's been ramping up more and more and more. And don't get me wrong, he could still be like a lot more efficient, but he don't look like himself, but he looks a lot better than I expected him to be this season. Before Edie went down. Yeah, the Grizzlies are another team that just, oh, Cedric Coward, another rookie who's been killing it, man. The Grizzlies are another team that just keeps constantly getting ravaged by injuries. They got Edie's been out, Jaw's been in and out of the lineup. Scottie Pippen, I don't think has played a single game for them this year. Ty Jerome hasn't played for them yet this year. Brandon Clark is always hurt. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams been in and out of the lineups. Shit, I think the niggas is hurt now. Sixers are my dark horse in the East. I low-key want to say the Celtics are my favorite, bro. Especially if Tatum comes back and can contribute at all, which they make it seem like he is coming back. I just hope and pray that he don't come back too soon and get re-injured, man. That shit would be so terrible. But I mean, the way the East is looking, here's my thing, right? Coming into the season, most people would have said that the favorites in the East would have been either the Knicks or the Cavaliers. I probably would have leaned more toward the Knicks, and I think they'd be still top two regardless of who you pick or where you lean. Even though Detroit is the 1 seed right now, that's still subject to change, even though they've been playing incredible. I still find it difficult to peg them as a real contender, let alone to call them the favorite. I still think they're just lacking a little bit. I still think it's going to require probably a little bit more experience as well. I just don't see them going from the performance they had last year to being like in the finals. You know what I mean? People were excited about the Hawks too. I didn't think the Hawks were going to be contenders, but I thought they'd be better than the fucking 10 seed, but here we are. Knicks fans want Mikal gone. I think they're just being dramatic. Yeah, Tim Hardaway's been having a really good year in Denver. Hey, Malik Beasley's still out there somewhere. Who else has been playing really good this season that I've been impressed with? Josh Giddey honestly impressed me with how he was playing for the most part so far this year. Oh, Jaime Jaquez was playing really, really well. Probably had been some of them 6 men of the year conversations. He kind of cooled off, but he was playing really, really exceptional. Who else? Con Knipple is my rookie of the year, by the way. Out in Charlotte. I got him over Cooper Flag right now. Dylan Harper I've liked a lot. Obviously, Austin Reeves has been balling out of his mind. He's been hurt for a minute, but he's been crazy. Bro, I love Shaden Sharp, but he's so wishy-washy. Like, he's so up and down. Shaden Sharp is one of them players, like, when I watch him play, I'm like, that nigga could be a star. But he's so up and down. He's so up and down. Norman Powell, actually. Norman Powell has been playing, basically picking up where he left off last year in Miami, or in LA, in Miami. And I'm impressed. I honestly didn't think he'd maintain it. Fuck the part, he's probably still ain't gonna be an all-star, but keep it hooping. Modest has been okay. He hasn't been like amazing. He's been solid though. I feel like he's been the best. He's been maybe the best out of all the second-year players. SAR's up there. Like that draft class honestly was pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie. Most of those guys. Oh, Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd has been pretty good. Has he been better than Modest? Probably not. Most of those second-year guys aren't looking too great though, to be honest. Oh, Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle. No, I'm tripping. Stephon Castle. The best. He was rookie of the year, and he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's not like he got some all-star votes this year. He been hooping. He's had some not so great games, but for the most part, like, he's been great. That nigga still can't throw a rock in the ocean. But he get to the bucket. He get to that rim. That 3-point shooting, I don't know if it's ever gonna come around, but have you done any all-star votes? Might have missed it if you said anything about it. No, I have not. The voting is still going on too. They just had the second fan returns. Matter of fact, do we want to do it on stream? Do we want to do my all-star votes on stream right now? Low-key, I should have done this as a YouTube video for the basketball channel, but whatever. Don't want to. Hold on. Can I? I don't know if I can do this because. Hold on. What if I do this? Do I have to be signed in order to? Okay, no, you can do it as a guest. Okay, because it was showing my email address at the bottom, and I didn't want that on screen, but I don't actually have to be signed in. I think I have to be signed in to submit it, but I don't have to be signed in to like actually do the thing. All right, bet. Shaden Sharp is very Jalen Green-like, to circle back for a sec with his consistency. Yes. I think the difference is Shaden Sharp is a little bit more disciplined, I think. Jalen Green's a better shooter. I think his hot streaks are hotter than Shaden Sharp's normally are. I don't know. I feel like Jalen Green, when he's going, I think his highs are higher than what Shaden Sharp's have been. I see the flashes with Sharp, but I